Welcome to Health Conscious Entrepreneurs, where we uncover secrets to entrepreneurship, life, and healthy habits to achieve radiant health. I'm your host, Ngoc. Today I have Dr. Shani Fox and also my friend Sandy Nguyen, a cancer survivor, here on the show. Welcome, everyone. We're here to be talking about health and how do we, in this time, how do we keep ourselves healthy and take care of our body. And Dr. Fox, can you share a little bit more of your background? And after you share your background, and then Sandy can share more of her background.
Yes.
Certainly. I'm a trained holistic physician, and I'm also a certified life coach. And so therefore I'm a truly holistic professional in that I understand taking care of the body, and I understand taking care of the mind and emotions. And of course, one affects the other. So in my opinion, overall, to be well, to stay well, and to prevent illness, what we need to do is take care of all dimensions of ourselves.
Mm-hmm. And Sandy, can you share more yourself?
Yes, my name is Shani Nguyen. I live in San Jose, and thank you, Ngoc, and thank you, Dr. Fox, being here to hear what I'm sharing with you guys. And I don't know what to say. I'm very happy because I want to do this every day.
Yeah.
And I'm a cancer survivor, and the reasons I want to connect with the doctor, I'm volunteer to do anything that you just pull me on. I'll be there, and I want to do this powerful thing is that there's a voice that needs to speak up, and we need to encourage survivor. We need to share your story. Everyone has a beautiful story. Everyone needs to bring it, and we here to listen. We here to love them. They're not alone,
And Dr. Fox, you have a group that helps support cancer survivor and going through their challenges. And so as part of this group, what kind of support do you do for them, and what kind of challenges have you found in your discussions with your group?
So the group is just an adjunct part of what I do. What I am is I'm a life coach who specializes in helping cancer survivors, and that's particularly in the mental emotional realm. So I mostly do one-on-one coaching, and then as an additional support, then I have a private Facebook group for women cancer survivors where they can talk more to each other in addition to when they talk to me. But what I do basically, people will mostly find me because they are struggling in some way in the aftermath of cancer. Mm-hmm. Very often it's about fear, their fear of cancer coming back or fear of other things that comes up, very common among cancer survivors. And so they'll find me for those reasons. And my job is to help them get back in control. In other words, fear may come up occasionally, but they have to know what to do in that case so that they're not living a life that's driven by fear, that they're living a life that's driven by hope and by love.
Mm-hmm. So what kind of tools or modalities do you have available so if you find out you have cancer, what kind of tools and modalities that you have that you can teach them to overcome some of these fears?
Well, again, my specialty is in the mental emotional realm. So, they're going to be, of course, recommended to treatment. Most people do need to do their conventional treatment. They may, of course, choose alternative therapies together with that. And when they get results, I'm all for it. So that's a whole discussion in itself, which is not so much any longer my area of specialty. I used to do that, but I have chosen to focus in this area because so few people are really addressing what's going on in the mental emotional realm, which has the ability to make a person sick again if it's not working very well for them.
Yeah, and I brought Sandy here to connect the two of you because Sandy has such a powerful story in terms of her struggles, and she has 6 types of cancer, Lynn syndrome, and her story is about her overcoming a lot of her fears. Like a lot of her, she had fear. She was a closet alcoholic. And then Sandy, because Sandy, do you want to share your story, how you overcame some of your challenges and what inspired you to come over some of your challenges? Sandy, you're on mute. Sandy, you're on mute.
Sorry, I don't have to go back because my story, and I'm a person that I love to talk because I never talked before. And that's why I keep people like Ngoc Thai. She keep telling me, "Not Sandy, you talk too much." Yeah, I can't help it. And okay, so my alcohol addiction is 8 years, and 8 years that I living in pain and I living in the shadow that I don't know who I am, but I'm hiding my fear from my kids. And like everyone has their strength, you know, there's a limit of strength, and their strength that I stretch it out 8 years. That's very long time. But for me to give up, because I'm hurting my body left and right. Like my hand that I was fake because I have too much alcohol, but I have to do my housework. I have to be pretending like I'm, you know, with my husband, like I'm normal. I'm hiding. Even though my doctor sees there's something wrong too. And I'm a hard-headed person. No one can, you know, tell me anything. I feel like you cannot tell me what to do. I want to do, I do. That's my stubborn. Before that, like leading to 8 years. So, and but every time I drink alcohol, I start crying. I go in the closet, I cry. I don't want to live like this, but why do I always get myself into at night? You know?
And so what made you overcome that? Where you shared two things that made you overcome that.
I overcome because I have emergency asthma. Like I couldn't breathe. I have to go to the emergency, and they have to sign me on like the asthma. Then I have the asthma like twice a day, and the emergency when I need it.
Mm-hmm.
And then my body slowly is like very weak. You know, I thought I thought recognize thing that okay, I'm still young, but I cannot even walk on the stairs and breathe.
But
so
you said there was some inspiration that got you out of that, and you mentioned that your grandmother and your daughter, was it that got you out of
grandma it? My grandmother she this story about before I become a baby. Mm-hmm. I'm a sperm. Mm-hmm. Then I fight. Mm-hmm. I fight millions of sperm to break an egg and become a baby. And I will, I born as, a daughter to my mother. So she said that, why would you, everyone in this life, we are a winner. We win to be here, to be on earth. And why did you want to be why did you want to be a loser when you are, before you born, you already a winner.
Mm-hmm. So you survived that as a winner, and then the other one
I survived that.
Yeah, and your other one was
my grandma just jumped in my head.
And your other person that inspired you was who?
The person that inspired me?
Yeah, to get out.
My daughter.
Your second daughter.
My daughter.
What did she say to you? Yeah,
my daughter. She come home. She looked at me. Her tear was just in the middle of her eye. It's not even dropped. It just like her tear was wet. And then her hand was very cold, and she touched me. She said, "Mom, I need to talk to you." And then she said, "Mom, I want to talk to you. You need to turn around." And then and she just holding me, and she cried. She said, "Mom, I want you to live. I don't want you to die, because the way that you do right now, you're killing yourself. Who hurt you? We're here to love you. You still have us. And I don't want you to die. I want you to be there for me, to be a witness that I have kids. I'm going to be a mom. I'm going to get my family. And then my kid's going to call you grandma." Mm-hmm. That you know that all these people is going to love you because we love you. Mm-hmm. And then she said, I don't want to lose. I don't want my mom to die. I want my mom to be here. I want you to take care of me. I want to talk to you when I feel no one's like me, because I know that anything that you do, you be there for me. Yeah. And she just like holding my legs. She said, "Please," like that. Mm-hmm. And then it's just some things that it's like it's something like a energy from the right here that I want to take that addictions out of my body, my head. Yeah. And I hugged her, I cried for like 10 minutes, and then I said, let mommy go take a cold shower, and I come out, I clean up the house, and I promise you from now on, I quit. Because I'm your mom. I learned how to do that, and I did. So I did took a picture that she was sit on the ground, but I don't know where I put it because lately I was do a lot of calling, and I took a picture that to remind myself not to do that again.
Yeah, so powerful.
Yeah.
So doctor, based on Sandy's story, in all the experiences that you have, what the other cancer survivors, so are there inspirational stories that motivate them, that inspire them to make the shift? Because like you say, it's a mindset thing, right? So something has to happen to trigger that shift, and there has to be a desire for change.
Yeah, and typically what it starts with is a lot of pain. People will shift in two ways. They either get a vision and inspiration of some sort, which inspires them forward, but in the absence of that, it's because they hurt so much that they have to make change. So that's a common story, and that has a lot of different flavors, but they're hurting for some reason, and they can't. Very often it's that they can't see a future for themselves. People come out and they're concerned that a cancer will come back, and so they don't really know how long they have, and that makes them very afraid, and they're afraid to make plans, and then they don't know if they should have a new relationship, they don't know if they should have children, they don't know if they should take a new job, so they're starting to put off all the decisions, and then they find themselves stuck, and they can't create a future for themselves, which is tragic. If that plays out, it's tragic. So they recognize that something needs to happen for them to be able to live their lives and enjoy their lives. And very often that is when they'll come to me, and they just don't know how to move forward, but they know they need to.
Yeah. And so it's so important to have a support system, right?
Yes.
Because you have to have people that really empathize, the compassion side, and the support to get them to the next level. And if they don't have that, it's so hard. It's like what Sandy and I went to India. We went and we were part of this event for cancer survivor, and all these powerful women. And in India, they can't talk about cancer openly. These females are ashamed. They have a lot of shame. So there's not much support system, right?
Yes.
And we're so fortunate that here in the US, we have people like yourself and communities that support each other. And that's so precious and so important. Right?
Yeah, and yes, and very, in the beginning of my work with anybody, I have them take an inventory of their support system. Where is your support? Where do you feel supported? A person can have a family, but they don't necessarily feel supported. So it's a question of where do you feel supported? Sometimes it's immediate family, sometimes it's friends, of course. Sometimes it's a support group of some sort. There's all kinds. And sometimes it's, some people need an individual. Whatever it is, they need somebody who really gets their experience, who really gets what they've been through up until this point, because not everybody does. The general population doesn't understand what it's like to have been through cancer. So they need somebody who gets what they've been through up until now, what they're struggling with, at which point they can begin to have the confidence that they can move forward. So they have to have sort of specialized support that really hears them.
Yeah, I mean, that's so key, is having a support system and feeling like you're loved, right? That someone really cares about you, that loves about you, after your well-being and care, like having someone who will listen. I think it's so important. Yes. And for Sandy, what do you do to take care of your health? That since, you had to go overcome some of your alcoholism, like what did you change differently? Like what did your doctors taught you?
Well, my doctor just, he told me a lot of things when I was not sober, but I do listen. So cancer survivor, they are very good listener, but they choose to not. They act like they don't listen. They don't want to hear, because like the doctors, they're so hurt. They just don't know that why am I trying to do my best when my body is walking away from me? It's like that, and that's how I've been through, and the pain that only them, that if they can really wants to do it, they have to be strong. Their mind has to be strong, positive, and it's like for me, that because I walked out from, I overcome myself, so that's why when I share like that, and sound like very easy, but it's not. It takes a very long road to get out.
Mm-hmm.
And it, there's a drama. There's always a flashback that you want to go again. You know.
Yeah.
That's why the reason that they need to, like, we can invite them on it. They don't need to talk. Don't force them. Be gentle until they want to say. As long if they can tell you one sentence, it works. It's slowly.
Yeah.
You know, if you can see their smile, it will help. Yeah, because usually I don't smile before.
Yeah.
But when I start smiling, it means that my mind is telling me that you are nice. I like you, like that.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Dr. Fox, what tools do you said the mindset. So do you provide like some tools for the cancer survivor to help themselves get out of their mindset, you know, the subconscious mind? What type of tools do you provide for them?
It's all within the context of coaching, but the intent of the coaching is that they do learn a certain toolkit. They're equipped with a certain toolkit so that when things come up for them, they have what to work on it with. You know, what I find is that we have, especially when we're in fear, the most limiting beliefs about ourselves come to the fore.
Mm-hmm.
And we tend to get mesmerized by, we tend to believe them. Mm-hmm. So if we start to think that we're small, if we start to think that we're weak, then we're not going to get very far. We're going to talk ourselves out of all our abilities that we have to move forward. So whatever is causing us to think that we're small, that we're weak, that we're not worth it, all those sorts of things, those beliefs have to be transformed.
Yeah.
You have to root them out and transform them. And again, that's, you know, you can't just take them away. That doesn't work like that. You have to put new beliefs in their place. Mm-hmm. So that's really my job as a coach, to help people realize when they're thinking that way. Mm-hmm. And to help them then start thinking new things. Mm-hmm. Start thinking new things when they do that, because that's what's going to give them the strength to move forward. Mm-hmm. You can't tell yourself you're weak and then be able to move forward. It doesn't work like that. You're working against yourself.
Yeah. True. Yeah. Very true.
Yeah. So you have to like kind of build your wall, right? Your wall to protect yourself, or build the foundation of who you are, and rebuild it from the inside to gain the strength to fight the world. Is that
yeah.
true?
Yeah, I mean, a wall is an interesting analogy. Yeah, I mean, these beliefs, the reason they exist is because they're trying to keep us safe. Oh, stay small, nothing will ever happen to you. Yeah. It doesn't work like that. I mean, maybe it'll be very safe, but it'll also be very frustrating and boring and not worth it. So it doesn't give you the kind of life that you want. So you have to be able to not protect yourself all the time. You have to allow yourself to move forward, to try new things, to take reasonable risks in order to grow and expand and have a life that's worth living.
Yeah. So you have to find a purpose.
Purpose is very helpful.
Yeah.
Purpose can be very motivating. Yeah. People who have a strong purpose will often then start to be motivated to get these beliefs out of the way that are holding them back from their purpose. So yeah, purpose is very helpful.
And that's why I admire Sandy so much, because, you know, she has able to change her life around, and she's drinking this alkaline
I still
water.
Get mad every day. I still get angry. I still,
yes.
and you know,
right.
like sometimes I overreact with Ngoc, and then I disappear for a couple of days because I want to get I want to talk to myself. What are you doing? You know? And I kind of like rewind the scenes that what happened, and I start recognize I'm wrong. Then I call her and say, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So Sandy, what Sandy's purpose is that she has overcome a lot of her health, and through discovering this water, and now that her purpose, she has a mission, right? She's a mission to share this alkaline water with people and to educate people on how to take care of themselves. And so she spends a lot of her time researching. She's just researching on health constantly. And then she's not today, I found something, you know, and then she'll share with me, and she's posting on Facebook and just teaching people how to take care of themselves. And so I thought, you know, it will be such an amazing connection for her and you to be together and see how, you know, that we can build this connection and network, so that she can also be an inspiration to people that might be in your group or something like that. Yeah. So
yeah, I appreciate the connection.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. So for what is a very simple technique that for I know this survivor will understand this symbol. From what I learned, because we all go through you know, like we talk to a counselor, we talk to social health, and we talk to doctors, like meeting after meeting in pharmacy, pick up the medication. That is called survivor life. And we, you know, like like all of us, we learn how to recognize what do I need to do for me to live better health, keep myself better. So if just for like a example, 2 cups, one is coffee, one is water, and 2 cups that you stand on the top, you look down, can you see the cup of the water, coffee, that you see all the way to the ground, to the bottom of the cup, or the water, you can see the bottom. So if you're the bottom of the coffee, that you don't see it because the water is not clear, it's dark. So how can people that have so many like you know, like free radical, there's so many things that blocking their oxygen, their minds, they're not going to think clear. So that's the reason that make them feel like they have no choice. They have anxiety, they sad, and they start being more sad because there is no oxygen. Yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for sharing, Sandy. And, you know, you're definitely an inspiration to a lot of people that, you know, hear your story. So for people to reach you, Dr. Fox, is there, if you can, how do people reach you and if they need to have someone to talk to or be part of your group, is there any way that they can contact you?
Sure, it's very easy. I have a website, which is drshanifox.com, so drshanifox.com, and there's lots of resources there. There's a free training, and there's a questionnaire that you can look at, a wellness evaluator, and you know, there's several things that you can look at there. I write a blog as well, so there's lots of resources there. And on Facebook, of course, I'm Cancer Survivor Doc, Cancer Survivor Doc. So I'm not hard to find on Facebook as well. And when you find the Cancer Survivor Doc page, if you wish, you can sign up for the private group, Women Rising Beyond Cancer. Yeah,
that's awesome. So I'll also leave your link on the Facebook group, and so in case someone needs to find you. So I'm so grateful that you came on the show just to share your knowledge and share your network, so that it's a resource for people who need to come and find you. And it's just so powerful that we, in this time right now, it's just powerful that we have more resources, right? More ways of places to turn to, more people who are there to support us as we need it. And I so much appreciate you, like, you know, coming on to talk to me and Sandy, and I hope that both of you guys can keep the network together.
Yes, thank you for introducing us. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nice
so much.
to meet you. Thank you, guys.
Bye.